Okay, everybody, I'm going to walk through how I want you to make a presentation in our MDID database. Hopefully you've already watched the little tutorial from Gwen Davidson that I had linked in Course10. That's kind of an orientation to MDID, and now I'm just going to walk through how I want you to make a presentation in that database. And just real quick, something to say about this assignment is that in addition to learning through things like quizzes, which we're doing a lot of in this class, that actually writing has been shown to help people retain information a lot better than those kinds of multiple choice quizzes. And if you're planning on getting any kind of professional degree at West Georgia, then being able to communicate clearly through writing is a requirement. So this is just good practice at that. So for starters, we're looking at outsider art. So the first thing you can do is start by clicking in this search window, and I've already done a search for outsider art, so that pops up, but you just write outsider art and go, and it's going to bring up any artwork that is tagged with that word. Anything in the outsider genre is going to appear in the database, and what I'm asking you to do is to pick 3 works. One that was discussed in our section on outsider art, another one that was not discussed but is also considered outsider art, and then a third work that is not considered outsider art but that has some relationship to the first 2 images. So it could be the content, just what you see in the work. It could be the medium, the stuff that was used to make it, the composition. It could be similar, any of those elements and principles that we talked about towards the beginning of the course. And to do a compare and contrast, what are the things that are similar about these works, what are the things that are different about them. So you're really analyzing and comparing and contrasting those 3 works. Just to do this quickly, I'm not going to get a third item from a different category other than outsiders, but so for starters, we'll take this Archer Drinker image because for the sake of this demonstration is going to pick 3 works that all have asymmetrical compositions to them. So I'll take this Archer Drinker image, and notice that when I click on it, then a little thumbnail appears up here, and it's saved in my basket up here in the upper right. If I want to have a closer look at that image, I can click on the thumbnail, it appears. I can go to the record. It's got a lot of information about it, like the material, when it was made, and then I can return to that other screen. And just because you have to end up with 3 images, you might do well to pick several images, and then you can go back and delete the ones that you don't want. I'm going to take this Howard Finster image, and then let's have a look at that one. And that's different because it's a sculpture rather than a 2-dimensional work. It's by Bessie Harvey. So for the sake of demonstration, there's my 3 images. Now I'm going to return to the previous page, but then I want to organize these into a presentation. So I'll go to Organize, Your Presentations. Now you won't have any saved already, but I have one at least, and I'm going to create a new one for these 3 images. So I'll click Create New. I'm going to say Outsider Asymmetry, and then Create. Okay, so here I go. So now I have those, the 3 images I want to use, and notice that this annotation box appears, and if I click on one of those images, what I want to do is start typing the information that I am writing about these images. Compare and contrast. And when I have what I need, I'm going to save that writing. Okay, now when I go back and click on that Archer Drinker image, then there's the writing that I've done for that image. Then I can move on to the Howard Finster image, do the same, like right in that window, save it, go to the third one, that write it, save it. When you've got all that writing done, if you go to the print view down here on the right hand side, you'll notice that in the annotation window the writing that you did appears, and this will be saved as a PDF file. And that's going to be the item that you save and submit to the Dropbox in Course10. You can do that really easily by clicking download. You can save it. It's automatically saving it as an Adobe file, PDF. Okay, and there it's saved. Now let me quickly go back and show you. I had another presentation in there on symmetry. I just want to point out that the total number of words that I want you to write for this assignment is about 150 words. Brevity is not going to get you a good grade with this assignment. It should be a minimum of 150 words. More might be better, especially if it's good writing. But that is about 50 words, and if you do that for all 3 images, then that will give you 150 words. It's not hard. But I want to make one thing real clear here, and that is that this writing has to be your writing. This is a short writing assignment, so putting quotations in from some other source isn't necessary. Obviously, copying and pasting another person's writing for this assignment is plagiarism and will immediately give you a 0 for the assignment. And when you submit it in Course10, I'll be using an app called Turnitin that checks the originality of your writing, and it's very good at detecting writing that has been lifted from some other source. So again, I want to be real clear about that plagiarism is never okay in a college setting. There's no professor on the UWG campus that'll tolerate it. So this has to be 100% your writing. And that doesn't mean that you can't go and do a little research of your own for this presentation. I mean, there's going to be information about these images in MDID, but you can also go look for additional information, but just summarize it in your own words. So I think that about covers everything. If you need to check some aspect of how to create this presentation, then just go back and watch it again.